will the Russian president enjoy a cup of coffee, Novichok-free of course. Then, with breakfast out of the way, it's time to exercise. Now erase images of bear wrestling out of your mind. Putin enjoys a considerable amount of time swimming. How much time? 2 whole hours of swimming. It's been noted that Putin does a lot of his thinking on behalf of the country while swimming. How thoughtful. He's going to need an additional 2 hours not to look like a raisin when he attends to actual governance. But alas, swimming is only one aspect of his workout schedule. Next, he heads to the weights. If there's one thing Putin takes very seriously, besides, well, everything, it's fitness and cultivating and maintaining an image of masculinity. Putin is known as someone who's constantly seen engaging in physical activity through swimming, exercising, or just playing sports such as ice hockey, karate, hang gliding, hunting, or fishing. He's never been shy about sharing his body with the Russian electorate, making sure they know their leader is strong. That's likely where the images of him riding a bear or horse shirtless came in handy the most. Regardless of what anyone might think, there's no denying that Putin is in considerable shape compared to other world leaders who, frankly, aren't. For daily attire, Putin enjoys a very plain suit and tie. Russia Beyond the Headlines, a state-run website, reports that Putin enjoys the clothing brands Kiton and Brioni. Also important, he never sports a flashy tie, instead opting for dour, plain colors. To remain healthy, Putin enjoys natural remedies as he distrusts medicine. I'm sure it's easy to understand why. So he relies on traditional health remedies to remain in good health, such as massages, tea with honey, saunas, and keeping in shape. It's time to leave home and get to work at the Kremlin. Putin doesn't live in the busy city of Moscow. Instead, he lives in his private home on a sprawling estate filled with lush greenery and parkland surrounding his lavished home. Afternoons. Putin waits for no one, but people are definitely kept waiting by the man himself, considering what time he gets into the office. The workday officially begins in the early afternoon, lucky, where Putin arrives and heads to his chambers for briefing notes. He'll spend some time going through the various notes that range from domestic intelligence, foreign affairs, international media, Russian media, and so on. Putin is very intent on knowing all the available information from across his various agencies which gather intel. He's not one for surprises, so he needs to know what's going on both at home and abroad. What may be surprising is the amount of press Putin devours, including the Russian Digest. But it's Russia's quality press which is essential to the Kremlin's core operations of spreading information and gossip. He takes particular interest in articles written about himself and has a special fondness for articles written by Andrei Kolesnikov. Finally, he reads foreign press news clippings. They're his least favorite because, well, to say the world isn't fond of the Russian president is an understatement. He has a particular disdain for the German newspapers, which are the least favorable to the former KGB leader. However, one element of the German news he enjoys is his ability to fluently read and understand all the articles in their native language of German, which he picked up while working as a KGB agent back in the day. He had been attempting to perfect his English, and it would seem he's done well in that department as well.
Perhaps it was because, uncharacteristically, he was speaking in English. Now, to be fair, at least he can speak English and quite well.
Completely free of charge.
Very few American or British leaders can speak any language other than English.
Putin isn't much of a reader or fan of technology. He is old school and enjoys pen and paper communication. He also prefers to make use of fixed-line Soviet war-era telephones.
Who's ready to hatch some cool pets?